Hello, welcome to Learn Math with me. Today, I'm going to help you on solving real life problems involving perimeter. Perimeter is the total distance around a figure. Hence, in this problem, it says the distance around a rectangular field is 120 meters. If the length of the field is twice its width, find the dimensions of the field. So let's take note of some important information that have been given in this problem. It said the distance around a rectangular field is 120 meters. So let's take note of the rectangular and then the 120 meters. So what does this mean? So we can conclude that the perimeter, because the distance around a rectangular field is the same as the distance around the rectangle, which is also known as the perimeter of the field, is 120 meters. So instead of saying the perimeter of a rectangular field is 120 meters, we just say the distance around a rectangular field is 120 meters. Now, getting this insight from this problem, we are good to go. Now, let's take the next part of the question and see. It says if the length of the field is twice its width, find the dimensions of the field. So when it comes to algebraic thinking, one thing we have to consider is they have given us an unknown dimensions of this rectangular field, yet we have been given the perimeter of the field. But it doesn't mean it is not possible to calculate the dimensions. Why? Because we have been given enough information that will help us calculate the dimensions or find the dimensions of this field. So let's get started. First, we need to draw out the rectangular field to be able to guide us through our problem this. So let's have our rectangle this side, and let's get started. So the perimeter of this rectangle over here, P, is 120 meters. That's what it means. And the width is the shorter side. So they are saying that the length of the field is twice its width. What this is saying is that if we know the width of the rectangle, then 2 times the width will give us the length. So let's say the width should be W. Then if the width is W, then the length is going to be 2 times W, which is twice W. We also know that in rectangle, one of the properties is that it has 2 pairs of opposite sides congruent. So this side of the rectangle is the same as this side, and this side is also the same as this side. Hence, we will put here W, and we'll also put here 2W. Now let's go ahead and find the perimeter. So what is the formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle? Assuming you don't have any formula in mind, perimeter simply means the sum of the distances around it. So we can say perimeter is equal to, then we sum up all the distance. So we have 2W plus W plus another 2W plus W. For the rectangle has 4 sides, so we have added all the 4 sides over here. Now, this perimeter over here we see is equal to 120. But before I substitute, let me go ahead and simplify this. So 2W plus 1W plus 2W plus 1W. So 2W plus 1W is 3W plus 2 is 5W plus 1W will give us 6. So it means that this will give us 6W. Then we can say that the perimeter is equal to 6W. Now what is the perimeter? We know that P, we know that the perimeter was given to be 120 meters. Hence we have to substitute and say, okay, then 6W will give us 120 meters. To find for W, or even to do algebraic thinking, you can say 6 times a certain number is 120. So what is the number? You think very well, you will get the answer to say, okay, 6 times 20 is 120. And so it means that 20 is the answer. So W is equal to 20. But let's work this out systematically. So to find for W, balancing both sides, we have to divide by 6 or multiply by 1/6. That's the meaning. So we divide through by 6. And we know 6 divided by 6 is 1. So we'll be left with W over here, which is equal to 120 meters divided by 6, and that will give us 20 meters. So we can conclude that this implies that the width of the field is is 20 meters. Now, getting to know the width of the field. To get the length, the question tells us that the length is twice the width, and hence we know that the length will be what? 2 times the width. So the length of the field will be equal to 2 times the width, and that gives us 40 meters. Hence the dimensions are 40 meters by 20 meters. Thank you for staying with me up to now. This is Learn Math with me. Practice this at home and give me feedback. Thank you.